Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and I am coming to you from Let's Live with Thurman Greco on Woodstock Educational Television, Channel 23, and also from Let's Live with Thurman Greco on YouTube. And I'm very excited. We have a very, very special guest this evening, and her name is Kumi, and you can tell by looking behind us that Kumi is an artist. And I had such an introduction to Kumi because I found myself at a breakfast given by the president of Bard University, and it had a number of students were there. And while I was there at this breakfast, I saw this woman sitting there, and everyone was paying so much attention to her, and everyone was being so attentive to Kumi. And I learned that Kumi received a full scholarship to Bard. And I was so impressed that I had to find out some more about this amazing woman. So we have here this evening, on this screen, we have some of her canvases, we have some of her ceramics, and we have some other things that she has created. And we are going to get to talk to Kumi and find out about how she came to become such a strong. The work that you do is extremely powerful. To me, it's so beautiful, but it is so powerful, Kumi. When did you realize that you were an artist?
I think I born an artist because since I was a little girl, I was very attracted to art, to create something, to do something and transform it in a work of art. And since then, I've been doing forever. In the spaces, then my work and my private life, take it some hours of my time and take a material and just do something. Then it transforms in an artistic form.
Well, the thing that is so impressive to me is, first of all, it's beautiful, and your use of colors is amazing, but the strength that is there and the variety, because I know people who do ceramics. That's what they do. Well, Kumi she does canvases, she does ceramics, she designs clothes. Whatever it is, you do it.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of anything,
No,
Kumi.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to take a material and test it. What I do is I take the material and I investigate the material. I try to find the physical attributes of the material to see what I can do with it, and think several number of times what I can do with it. After I think a several number of times, somehow it comes an idea to me, and I begin to work in that idea, and I begin to mold the material, to use the color and to use the strength of the material to make something good or something beautiful, like as art. For me, as artist, I live with art. For me, my 80% of my life is art, because my mind focuses in art, focus in creation, focusing investigate materials, and bring to the table something new, something I never see. Like I make my paper, I do engravings, I do posters, I do ceramics, I do ink.
You do it all.
I do it all. These over here are all of a variation of paper. And
you
yes,
made the paper.
I made the paper and I made the ink. Then
you created.
And I created
the finished product.
The finished product. Means for me to do a work of art is to begin with the material and finish with the material, not using something that another person does. In some cases, I use the paint because I didn't learn yet to do.
But we wait a few months and you're going to be doing that.
There's that possibility.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now, this you made the paper here.
Yes, I made the paper and I made the ink.
And this
one is all is acrylic paint, all of these pieces, and handmade paper.
It is handmade paper.
Not made by me.
But it is handmade paper.
Yeah.
Now, is this something that someone can say, okay, now I like this one, I can buy this one? Or do they buy, is this one?
No, it's by individual.
It's by individual.
By individual.
And you have them, but that is the most beautiful collection there.
Yeah. If somebody is interested to buy the whole collection, there's a price for that, but individually, I think I've been selling pieces individually.
So
but I put together in a larger canvas a collection of pieces, then have different expressions.
Well, and this is really nice because then when you do have a show and when you do go around, they're all organized. So this is the way you catalog you things then.
Yeah.
And then you have another one over here that's quite large. You're not afraid of big.
No, I'm not afraid of big. I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm afraid. It's one thing that I have. Then if somebody told me, like in bar, they said you're going to have an exhibit for your graduation, okay? And they told me, is big or is better? I said, how big do you want? I said, I don't care. You just make big. I made a mural, portable murals in fabric. Then it covers a large, maybe 20 feet long for 10 feet wide. And I'm not afraid of the big. Means if somebody gives me a big, large wall and want to me express with some pieces of art, that's no problem.
When you have that, and I'm not going to say ability because I don't think it's ability. I think that you enjoy big.
Yes. I enjoy anything, small or big. For me, if they want to me make something tiny like that,
you can do that too.
Yeah.
But the big, when I think of you, I think of, a museum wall is enormous.
Oh, yes. You went to my exhibit.
Yes.
Those walls are like 30 feet by 25 tall, and you can I put one piece of art.
I know.
In
you
one
said,
of those
bring it
walls.
on, babes.
Yes.
Bring it on. I've got that. So when I think of this, I think of an enormous building.
Yeah.
A huge building.
Yes.
That has this lobby, and in there's your art.
Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. If they give me space, I take it.
That's
no
all.
problem.
If they give you space, you
Yes,
take it.
I take
Why
it.
not?
Yeah.
Right.
See, they told me when I was preparing for my exhibit, but they told me we have the gallery and we have the back gallery too. You want, which one you want? I said, I want both.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and they say, why? Because I have tons of art, then I want to show it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and they said, okay, take it on.
That's great.
And I have students, then they were totally amazed, and they were sad in a way because they told me there's too much work than I did, and they're not going to be able to do even one fraction of that for their
That's their problem.
Yeah, but one thing it is for me, when I put my mind in something, I have to do. I had to do it. When they told me, you have to make 100 pieces, no problem. I figured it out the time that it will take me. And the ability that I have is one thing. I can probably paint one painting in a couple of hours, or it can take me another painting 2 days or more. Depends of the subject. It depends of what I'm creating. Because I don't create art, then I see. I don't replicate art. I create my own from my mind. My brain is full of ideas, and this is what is in there. I don't take a photograph. I make my drawings. From the drawings, I figured out colors, and I place it in a canvas. Or most of the times, these ones over here, I went straight to the canvas. Means I took the brushes, the paints, and I just went to and do it.
You just went.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It took me, this was, depends, it took me 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, depends of the subject, and it depends how many coats of paint I had to put to to make the image attractive to the eye. Because it has to be attractive to me. If it's not attractive, it's not finished.
When do you know that something is finished?
When it's attractive to my eye. When I go far away, or go to the corner, to the other corner, in different directions, I look at the painting and I see it. I see it as an object that is attractive to the viewer's eye. Then it's finished. If from one corner I don't see it as finished, it's not finished. Means it's the way that I create. I am not like other artists. They take an easel, they take a photo, and they begin to replicate, or they go to anywhere, they see like a bunch of trees and a river or so, and replicate a landscape. I don't do that. My landscapes are coming from here, from my mind.
Do you dream your art?
It's a possibility. I don't know. It's a possibility. But my brain is full of it.
Really?
Yeah. I have the ability, when I go travel, to absorb like figures, formations, color. And I guess I stored it in my brain. And when I have to paint, something comes. I take this storage of of ideas, and I put it in a canvas. I have one landscape that I can show it to you that came just for my mind. I never went. I never did.
You never went to that place?
No, never.
Oh, this one, and you never went to that
No.
place?
It's from my mind.
It's all internal.
All over here.
Wow. Well, now to me, this is very interesting. Not necessarily that it's an internal landscape that you created internally, but that is something that somebody could take home and put in their home.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a beauty.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then
And it has all the elements of nature: water, sky, trees,
yeah.
bushes, flowers, so on. Means I created from here.
Uh-huh.
I created my studio.
And then from your creative core also comes these gigantic things.
Yes.
As well, with just as much detail,
Yeah.
just as much, which is an amazing thing.
Yes.
Do you go through, did you go through phases where you worked with colors? Like, did you go through a blue period or a red period or a red? Did you have a time when you were focusing on yellow?
Just one color? No.
No.
No. Because one color for me is just a color. And do nothing. I admire the color, but it's not saying something. Art has a vocabulary, and it has to express something. It has to say the beauty of what is presented in the canvas. Okay, if it doesn't have the vocabulary in color, in lines, and it's not gonna be attractive. My way is I begin with one color and I ended up with several. I don't know. I just go in and see what other color can go besides that color, that primary color that I put in it. And what figure I'm gonna transform in that canvas of figures, or collage of figures or lines or objects or imitations or whatever.
So when you begin to do this one, because you've got so much color there and so much strength,
Yeah.
and that picture says so much. And you started off with one color?
Yeah.
On each one of these, you started off with
Yes.
one color?
I always prepare the canvas with a basic color, one color,
Okay.
and then I begin to apply the individual colors. And while I'm working in the pieces, I figured out what other color, what shadow, or what light is needed to show off the center color or the objects. Means it's a process then it's not easy to explain.
Well, it's okay if you can't explain it because there's only one. I mean, there's nobody else that's doing it. This one in the middle, to me, I don't know. It touches somewhere in my psyche somewhere.
Yeah, his sort of kind of drawings. Then a variation of drawings hanging in a very delicate lines and points.
And I see a lot of eyes in that one.
Yeah. Well, the eye is one of the sense, the human senses, who works perfectly with art. Absorb everything and develop everything in art. Means you can. The eye is the most important sense. Then you use it.
Now this one down here at the bottom, can you tell me about that one?
This one?
Yeah.
This one I call the Cascades.
The Cascades.
Yes. And one day I was somewhere in the nature, and I saw the water coming down and making some waves and yeah.
So you saw cascades coming
yes,
down.
cascade coming down the water, and it was some rocks and so on. And probably my brain took it and liked it, and I want to just do something similar to what I saw. And the means it suddenly, when I finished, I was amazed that I did that.
Do you name each one of your pictures?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. This
Well,
is
the
Cascade.
big one over there, did you name that one?
I didn't, but I did this one to try to do something like Picasso, but
Okay.
it's not any of the Picasso works, but it's in similar style. Means it's canvas and canvas.
Okay.
Means I made the individual canvases, and this one is the primary canvas, and this one, each piece is individual canvases putting together. Means I want to do something like Picasso, but in my way. And I kind of invented this kind of formatting of work. Then I call it canvas and canvas. Because this canvas, these pieces of canvases, painted individually and put it together, the piece.
Now, you have here many, you've got a lot of work here because you're very prolific at what you do. And you've got one that resembles the earth in some
Yes.
format, but it came from your soul.
Exactly.
For all of your pictures that are like this, how many do you do like that? Is that your only one like that?
No. I have landscapes, 1, 2, maybe 5 or 6 landscapes that I made it, different kinds. And whenever, it's one thing of me is when I'm working in something and it's not coming the way that I wanted it, I put it on the side.
Okay.
And I do something else. And then, after a couple of days, I go back to the other piece and find out what to do with it, how to finish it.
Yeah, it had to bake.
Yeah.
Writers do that.
Yes.
I do that. I write,
Yeah.
and something's not going together. I'll just take this piece, this chapter or whatever, put it aside.
Put it in aside, yeah.
And then go back to it later.
Go back to later.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So some of your pieces do not come easy to you then.
It's not really come easy. It's come as I'm a creator. I'm a mind creator. I'm not replicator. Means it's not that come easy. This doesn't come the way that I want it, and I needed to put it in aside and think about how to finish that one. When I'm sitting, when I'm relaxing or sitting or drawing, I'm thinking, it's possible this way, that way, or this way, this color, that color. My mind is working. And I think when I sleep also, my mind is
working.
Is figuring out.
I want to change directions a little bit here. I found you at Bard. How was it to work surrounded by very young people?
It was not a problem for me.
Were you inspired by any of those young people?
No.
I bet you've never been inspired by anybody but your own self.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think so.
Yeah. So, but
I did admire sort of kind of abilities of those young people, and I praise their abilities, and I praise the way that they perform in sort of kind of arts. But it does not really inspire me because I'm in a different way of thinking.
Right.
When I went to Bar and I took classes, they are an old-fashioned way. They like to take a photo of somebody or put a model in some place, draw the model, and if you want to paint it, you paint a model. You paint a person. For me, that is not totally attractive. I can do it, and I did do it for a few times, but it's not what I want to do. I want to bring what is in my mind and put it in a canvas. Then it's more unique. It's totally 100% an invention.
One of the things that I was really taken by the fact that Bard is very impressed with you.
Oh yeah.
And they see all of these young people, and then here's Kumi over here in her own little, and you just did whatever they said. If they said, paint the model, you painted the model. Do this, whatever.
Yeah, it was one thing that a professor asked me and told me, why you don't draw one of your fellow students? I said, why am I going to keep a drawing of my fellow students? I said, what am I going to do with it?
Right.
Yeah. I said, I don't need that.
Right.
I said, I need to draw something, and I took like some drawings from somewhere, a magazine, and small photos, and I draw it. I said, this is nobody that I know, and probably I can transform it in an abstract drawing. Yeah.
Did you ever, when you were doing art, when you were doing these classes, and they said, okay, now paint this or draw this or whatever, did you ever make it a creation of Kumi while you were in class?
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times they expected A, and what they got was a Kumi story.
Yeah, but they like it.
They liked that.
What happens is I was a little rebellious because I told them the way that I wanted to perform art, and casually I had also a trouble writing my art statement, because for me art is for me is a choreography. It's my choreography. When I draw my art statement, I explain it as it was my choreography, and they were not totally impressed with that. But in the side, I wrote an explanation. I said, it's a choreography. I think it's a choreography because it's this. When you take a line and then take a canvas and take different kind of lines and objects, those are participants in the choreography that I'm doing. In the colors, and I take the brushes and I put a color, and I give each participant, I give a movement to perform in my canvas. And each one of those, they're going to perform different movements in the canvas. And finally, I did create a movement of life in my paintings, in the canvas. And
they said fine.
They said fine. That's your way.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, you see, this is what I saw as the difference, because with these young kids, they take an 18-year-old or a 22-year-old or something, and they are able to teach things to that young person, and they can mold these people.
Yes, they are.
They couldn't mold Kumi.
Yeah, they go there because they want to be molded.
Right.
They wish to be molded.
Right.
I have students come into my studio and bar when I was working, and they love my work and say, teach me. One of the students said, teach me.
Wow.
Can you teach me?
No.
I said, I cannot teach you because I'm not a teacher over here, I'm a student.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge that Bard had with you. The challenge that Bard had with you was to inspire you to stretch beyond yourself.
Yeah.
But not to take on their...
Well, I did learn plenty over there.
Yeah, but you didn't. Yeah. You never left Kumi.
Yeah. No, I never left Kumi, no.
You never left Kumi. And you had students over there that did leave themselves at the door. Yes.
Their thirst for learning, for knowing how to perform art, how to fill the canvas with objects and transform the canvas in a work of art. My way of making art is more in the abstractive way. I wouldn't want my work to look like something that exists in the environment or in this universe. I want to make something that exists in my universe, in my artistic universe.
So if you were working with your universe, how often did you work on something that you said, this is what I created, but I don't like it?
Yeah, it was times then I create something, I don't like it, but it's one thing, then I recycle and I transform in something else and I like it.
Okay, so if you didn't like it, you didn't give up on it. You just kept working on it.
Exactly.
So everything that you finish with, you like.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, you just keep working on it.
Exactly.
So there's nothing that you do that you think is, it does not meet your standards. Everything that you do then meets your standards.
It has to meet my standards.
Is that very frustrating?
No. It's a therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
Yes.
Can we talk therapy? Can we talk therapy?
Yeah, for me art is therapeutic. It's something that I enjoy it, and something that when I'm working in a piece of art, I'm enjoying every minute of it, and it's therapeutic to me because I feel good, I feel happy, I feel that I'm a creator, and when I finish something and I like it, and another people like, and another person like, for me it brightens my day, makes me important.
You know, I think we have hit upon, I have hit upon, for me, something very, very important about your artwork. Because there's something about what you do that I just couldn't put my finger on it. And now I realize why I would assume that people are attracted to this work.
Yeah.
They are attracted to this, now this is just me thinking, that they are attracted to this work because you like what you do.
Yes.
And they pick up on that.
Yeah, and when I work, I am the person who, if I have to show it's my work, it's my art, it has to be absolutely good.
Do you think that the therapy that you talk about, is that universal with artists?
I don't know. It's possible. But for me, it's one thing that when I'm doing something else, when I have problems and I have troubles, I don't know, I'm confused in my daily life with my personal life and so on. It looks and I take a piece of paper and I make a drawing and I take a brush and I take paint and I apply to the canvas. My mood change. I feel calm, happy. I feel myself. I'm not angry anymore.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So that when you work on your art, whether you work on ceramics or whether you work on canvases or whether you work on your clothing or whatever.
You want to see my clothing?
Let's see your clothing. Well, first of all, you're wearing some of that clothing,
Yes.
aren't you?
I know, but this is more than...
Kumi, this is lovely. This is, can we put this up
Yes.
here?
This is a piece that it took me a long time to put together.
This has got leather, it's got
Lace.
silk, lace, cotton.
Paint, sequins, and so on.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And of course, this is one of a kind.
One of a kind.
This is totally beautiful. Well, I can appreciate that when you finish working with this, that you absolutely enjoyed it.
Yes, I do. And I enjoy it more when it's finished and people like it. In Bar College, I put this dress and other 3 more. And all the professors were those dresses.
Oh, this is completely gorgeous.
Amazing. Those dresses. Kumi, those dresses are amazing.
They are. This
Yeah.
one is. I mean, you know, and this is not, you can tell, I can tell, that this is a real dress. This isn't something.
It's wearable.
Yeah, it is wearable. A lot of clothing that people manufacture is not wearable.
No.
You know, people
No,
try,
this
but
is
it is
wearable.
not. This is completely wearable.
Yes.
And you can be, it's not a size 2. You know, this is something that a person
Yes.
could expect to wear.
Yeah.
Oh, Kumi, it's just lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
Means.
Well, through the years, have you had trouble selling your work? Have you tried to sell work?
Yes, I try to sell any opportunity through the years. I sold some. I sold a dress to. I met once when I was doing fashion shows years ago. I met a model. Then the works for Christian Dior, and she saw one of my pieces, and she said, "I have to buy this piece because I'm going to Paris to have a fashion show in Paris." She bought the piece, and she left, and suddenly she called me. She said, like, "You know, Kumi, they told me, somebody told me or asked her if it was Christian Dior design." I said, "Yeah." And I had a few of these kind of surprises. I sold a few of my paintings, but I did it until now. Then I'm graduating in May, and there's the possibility. Maybe Bar College is going to continue helping me with a scholarship to major in art, which is called the MFA.
That's going to be a master's degree in art.
Master degree, yes. And I applied for that, and they told me to go on, and I'm going to see if it's a possibility. If it's possible, it's possible. If it's not possible,
I don't think that you create your art to sell it.
I sell.
I know you sell, but I
But-
don't think you create it to sell it.
I enjoy it, and I'm not in a hurry to sell. When I find somebody that like it, I sell it. And but after all of these studies that I'm doing in bar, and so I'm thinking I have to sell art. Because I'm an artist. I sold a few pieces, and I have paintings in England, Ireland, Italy, Georgia, Texas, Connecticut, and different states. but I'm not really advertising my art ni duplicating like other artists. They make several pieces of one idea.
So that when people find you,
Yeah.
and they purchase something that you make, whether it be one of these beautiful things, or whether it be a piece of a wearable art, or whether it be a canvas, they take home a treasure.
Yeah.
They take home a one of a kind.
One of a kind.
That's the only one. There's not going to be another one. And it represents your investment in happiness.
Yes. Is created totally, absolutely, totally by my brain.
That's a pretty good thing to come up into the Hudson Valley and take back home, to whether it be France or Texas or whatever. Somebody has brought home a real jewel.
I guess so. They like it and buy it.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's an interesting thing to me, how when you create something, you create it because you are making yourself happy with it.
Yes.
And then it finally ends up in some special place.
Yes.
That it was intended for in the beginning.
Yeah. And it's a piece of happiness. Each individual of my painting is a piece of happiness.
That ripples out.
Ripples, yes, happiness.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
How many years have you been doing this?
All my life.
I know that's all your life.
But I stopped and I do something else when I was working before. And then I come back, and then I stop, then I come back. But now it seems like I'm more creative than ever. Means I'm doing all of this.
If you're more creative than ever, that means that Bard has indeed done something for you.
It's a possibility, yes. When I applied for bar, I didn't know then it's going to be a possibility, but I said, well, I take my chances. I present my portfolio with all of these drawings.
Sometimes I think when I see what you have,
Yeah.
and we talk, I wonder who got the scholarship.
Well, I did present, I gave them my portfolio, I did photos of my paintings, and I said, okay, and I follow the regulations, filled out papers and so on, and I went home. And one day I went to the post office and I got an envelope from Bar. It was a letter. And it was giving me tons of money. And I said, no, can't be possible. They gave me all of this money. I made an appointment with Craig, then works in admissions. I said, Craig, the bar is giving me all of this money. When they want to maybe here in the country, she said, yeah, they want you. You just have to accept it. I said, okay. There was. I accepted it. I began over there. And I learned plenty over there. I learned to do handmade paper. I do to learn engravings, prints, posters, and other things. Means there is amazing college. is an extraordinary. They say they teach you everything about art, all the arts. Anything you want to learn about art, they teach you. It's an education institution that I'm totally grateful. Then they give me this opportunity to be their student. And
I think we turn the tables around, Kumi. This is what I think. I think they should be grateful that you gave them the opportunity to work with you.
Maybe.
I think so. I think so, Kumi. You have to realize that working with somebody who's 20 or 25 or 30 years old is one experience.
Yeah.
But when they bring somebody with your maturity in, you're giving. You are giving to them.
Well, I heard comments, and they said you were an inspiration to the younger students.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe that. I really believe that you gave them, your maturity gave them a gift. For you to create these things from your mind.
Yes. It's a possibility then that can be too an exchange of abilities, of knowledge, of use of materials. Yeah, because when I did the paperwork, then casually some of the paper I made with jeans.
Yeah.
We took and wrapped jeans. The blue paper is made with wrapped jeans. And the other is made with some plants. Then we collected it in the campus, and cotton. And the avatar, which is almost a transparent paper, which is that one almost in the end over there, is an organic made with a sort of kind of plant.
Wow.
Yeah. Means you can make paper with
anything.
For anything. As an artist, somewhere then is using uniforms.
Yes.
The army uniforms to make paper.
Wow.
You can, if you investigate the physical attributes of the material, if you know how to use it, if you know how to put it in, it's just if you dedicate yourself to find out how to use materials, where, how, in which form, how to use it. I'm always testing. I take a piece of material and I say, let me test.
See if you can make paper out of it. Oh, we're down to a couple of minutes. Listen, we have been talking all this hour, and we have been giving and sharing to the world your creations. And now I want to take a couple of minutes, and I want to tell the world how to reach you.
Okay.
So how do we reach Kumi?
518-822-1111.
Okay. You have a telephone number?
Yes.
Do you have email?
Yes.
Okay.
Vimac.
Vimac. V-I-M-U-C?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vimac Studio at gmail.com.
At Vimac Studio at gmail.com. Okay. And we are soon going to go on YouTube, and I want to make sure that people can reach your art and you. So
Yeah.
let's do that telephone number again.
518-822-1111.
518-822-1111. So if a person wants to contact you and they reach your telephone number, they can
He can text me or call me.
or call you, either one.
Either one.
And if they text you or call you and they're interested in your work, you are interested in talking to them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Spell her name.
I'm sorry?
You should spell her name.
Oh, yes, let's spell your name. I know you as Kumi, C-U-M-I.
Yes.
But what is your professional name that you use? Vimac?
Vimac. V-I-M-U-C.
V-I-M-U-C.
Is my artistic name.
That's your artistic name.
It's backwards, my name backwards.
It's your name backwards. Well, I am so grateful for you coming this evening. It has been quite an evening. And I am so grateful to Ellen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen.
So much.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful hour, Ellen, and a lot of it was your artiste there, because I saw it up there on the screen. Thank you very, very much for enjoying this evening. Thurman Greco, Let's Live with Thurman Greco on YouTube. And it's going to be Let's Live with Thurman Greco /Kumi.
Kumi.
C-U-M-I.
C-U-M-I.
Thank you very much.